Hello everyone, this is Vishal here from Savaj Outdoors, and today we bring you 5 C's of survival. Finally, you have decided to go outdoors or go camping with your friends, and that brings you to your next question. What do you carry with you when you go outdoors? This is a concept given by survival expert Dave Canterbury from Dual Survival. He has listed down 5 C's that are very essential or basic needs for survival. First C of survival is a cutting tool. A cutting tool helps you process your food, chop wood, or cut through cordage or tentage. And it is the most important C out of all 5. It may be a folding saw, it may be an axe, or it may be any other sharp tool that allows you to get the job done. Another cutting tool is this saw, which has a blade on the other side. This is also a kind of cutting tool. In fact, it's a dual use cutting tool, and it has a bottle opener as well. In an emergency situation, you can also use a shovel like this as a cutting tool. As you can see, it has a very sharp edge over here. No talk of cutting tool can be considered complete without talking about knives, and this is one of the most recognizable knives across the world. It is a Gurkha kukri. It is a general use knife, but it is famous for its combat use. So it's a very good survival weapon. You can baton with it. So this is a perfect knife. It is a sturdy blade. It can take a lot of abuse. Of course, in a country like India where there are restrictions on blade length, this might be a little problematic. So I suggest that you be careful with a kukri. Now your next question would be, so what do I carry when I'm traveling or when I'm camping outdoors? I personally prefer to carry 3 items when weight is not a concern. That would be a fixed blade knife like a kukri or a cold steel SRK, a folding blade knife like Buck 110, and a multi-tool like the Victorinox multi-tool I just showed you. So this would be my 3 preferences. In case I have to travel light, then I would use a fixed blade knife as my primary and a folding knife as my backup. So cutting tools are really a matter of personal choice and skills, because you should use a cutting tool that you are comfortable handling. You should be able to safely handle it, as well as you should also be able to carry it, because when you are out in the woods, you'll need to carry your own weight. Fire is and will be one of the most important inventions for mankind. Fire helps you cook, boil water, maintain your body temperature, and keep wild animals out. In case you are lost, a fire may be used to signal your location as well. So that brings us to our next C of 5 C's. It is C for combustion. Mind you, fire is not easy to start. You can't just rub 2 sticks for some time and expect a fire. So we decided to make things easier for you. One of the most common combustion devices is our trusty old matches. I keep matches in this waterproof case, which has a whistle on it and a signaling mirror, so that might come in handy. So this is just a small case that I have for my matches. I have stripped off some striker portion, and there are a couple of matches here. Another tool for combustion is cigarette lighter. I am not a smoker, but I keep it in my fire kit just in case. So I have 2 lighters here. This one has gas in it and this one is out of gas, but I can still use it because it creates spark. I can use a piece of cotton to catch that spark and build my fire. Last option that I have is fire steel. Sparks it creates are very hot. I think the temperature is around 1000 degrees plus, so that is pretty hot, and you can use it to build a fire. This is waterproof. You might have noticed this paper towel here. So I can use this paper towel to start a fire, just a piece of paper towel. So I keep everything wrapped in this paper towel, and that's my fire kit. I recommend that you have at least 3 different ways of starting fire. I have my matchsticks, a lighter, and fire steel. You can rely on anything else. If you are comfortable with it, you can start a fire using a transparent bottle. We can just fill water in it and use it as a magnifying lens. You can even use a magnifying lens or batteries, or there are various means of starting a fire. The question is, what are you comfortable with and how much time do you want to spend building a fire? When you are out in the woods, you will be exposed to vagaries of Mother Nature. Now, if Mother Nature decides to play rough, then she can be your most fatal enemy. So when you're outdoors, it is essential to protect yourself from exposure, because exposure can prove fatal. And that brings us to our next C, which is cover. Most basic form of cover can be your clothes, like what I'm wearing right now, a full sleeved shirt. Depending on the weather, you need to select your clothes. If it is summer, then go for lighter clothes, but try to cover yourself fully to avoid getting a sunburn. Similarly, if you are in cold weather, then you should have multiple layers of clothing, the thinnest layer first and then thicker layers. Yes, cover not only protects you from the elements, but also from your environment. Say for example, you are going through the woods and you get scratches on your arms or on your legs. These scratches can get infected and it might lead to serious trouble. So try to clothe properly. Second kind of cover can be anything that helps you protect yourself from the elements. Say for example, a bandana like this, a shamag like this, or a plastic sheet like this. You may also build a shelter using naturally available materials like branches of trees, leaves and other items. That is fine to an extent, but in case you need to move further, then you'll need to rebuild that, and that will require effort, time and energy. So it's better you carry something which comes in handy. Say for example, this bandana, it not only covers my head, but I can also use it to filter water. I can tie this shamag to a tree and then put some leaves on it to give a better cover. So when you're using cover, make sure that the item that you are using, it is lightweight and it is easier to carry, because as I mentioned earlier, when you are out in the woods, you need to carry your own stuff. When out in the woods, make sure that you carry and drink as much water as possible, because you may survive 3 weeks without food, but you can survive only 3 days without water. That makes it very essential to carry water. So that brings us to our next C, which is C for container. Container might be anything from a Ziploc bag to a stainless steel water bottle. Primary tasks for a container are allow you to carry water or to cook or say boil water. So you can select a container depending on your preference. You can either select different containers for different applications, or you can have one container that takes care of all your needs. Say for example, I have an aluminum bottle over here, which is good for carrying water. For cooking, I would rely on this thing. And good part about this vessel is it has a gap over here, so I can tie a paracord around it and use it to fetch water from a well or any other source which is deep. So that's about container. It's really a matter of personal choice. There are various containers and mess kits available out there. So you may need to repair your gear or secure your tent. So this is where the fifth C comes in. It is C for cordage. There are various kinds of cordage available in the market. You can use nylon ropes, normal ropes, or paracord, or any other thing that basically allows you to tie. You can even make a cordage using natural material like roots, grass, or naturally occurring vine, but reliability and quality of such cordage might be not that good. So it is better to have a length of durable and reliable cordage in your kit. My personal favorite is 550 paracord. Cordage may be used to build a shelter, or it can also be used for climbing. You can also secure your gear. If you are using paracord, then you can remove the strands and use them to repair your backpack or clothes. You can also use zip ties. Zip tie has a lot of uses. While selecting cordage, try to keep a couple of factors in mind. One is weight, which is very important. Second is tensile strength. Third would be length. I mean, if you have just 2 or 3 feet of any cordage, that's not going to be very useful. Fourth factor is flexibility. It's no use to have a very thick or inflexible cordage. And fifth factor is usage. So it should be useful for multiple applications. All right, folks. So that's about the equipment and kit for today. If you're thinking that all this equipment costs a bomb, then you're wrong. In subsequent episodes, we'll show you how you can build a decent kit on a budget. We'll be back with more videos, reviews, and do-it-yourself projects. This is Vishal here from Savaj Outdoors. See you soon.